Ladies and gentlemen, people often believe they understand betrayal when it happens, but the truth is far more insidious. Some partners cheat in ways that are obvious, but narcissists operate on a hidden level, weaving deceit into the very fabric of the relationship. Their cheating isn't just physical, it's psychological, emotional, and strategic. They manipulate your perception of reality, leaving you questioning your own judgment, your self-worth, and even the memories you hold dear. Understanding these hidden behaviors isn't just enlightening, it's survival. To confront a narcissist's betrayal, you must learn to see beyond the surface, beyond the charm, beyond the false remorse. Because long before a narcissist steps into the act of infidelity, a quieter, more insidious process begins. It starts with emotional manipulation. It isn't dramatic at first. It doesn't announce itself with loud signs of betrayal. Instead, it seeps into the relationship the way water slips through cracks in a foundation. You don't notice it in the beginning, but over time it reshapes how you see yourself, your instincts, and even your worth. A narcissist understands that trust is the cornerstone of intimacy. If they can erode that trust subtly, they create fertile ground where infidelity can grow without immediate consequences. The manipulation begins with small, almost invisible acts. They question your decisions, your observations, or even your memories. At first, these seem like harmless disagreements or teasing remarks, but they form a pattern. Slowly, your confidence wavers. You start second, guessing your reactions, replaying conversations, wondering if perhaps you are the one who's overreacting. This isn't accidental, it's calculated. By destabilizing your sense of reality, they ensure that when betrayal finally surfaces, you're less equipped to face it, less able to recognize it, more likely to excuse it. Emotional manipulation also takes the form of subtle isolation. They plant seeds of doubt about friends or family, making you question the intentions of the very people who support you. Gradually, your circle tightens, and the narcissist begins to occupy more mental and emotional space. This creates a psychological environment where infidelity can hide in plain sight. Many discover a narcissist's cheating long after it begins because the groundwork was laid long before the betrayal itself. One of the most dangerous elements of this manipulation is its invisibility. It doesn't feel like aggression, it feels like confusion. You experience guilt, anxiety, uncertainty, but you cannot trace their source. This fog benefits the narcissist. When the infidelity appears, you're already questioning your own instincts, doubting your feelings, and vulnerable to whatever narrative they offer next. They can deny, twist the truth, or play the victim with chilling ease. The result is devastating. A person who once trusted their intuition now feels fragile and disoriented. The emotional manipulation before the betrayal isn't a side effect, it's preparation. Recognizing this pattern allows you to reclaim clarity, trust your perceptions, and see the warning signs before they become a deeper wound. Narcissists also operate in cycles, and one of their most powerful tools is the cycle of idealization and devaluation. In the beginning, they place you on a pedestal, offering attention, affection, and an intoxicating sense of being uniquely understood. The bond feels unbreakable, but beneath this devotion lies a strategy. Idealization isn't permanent. It's a phase designed to gain loyalty and emotional dependence. Once they secure that trust, the devaluation begins. It doesn't happen suddenly. It creeps in quietly. One day, the compliments fade. Another day, the warmth turns into coldness or dismissive sarcasm. Their behavior shifts slowly enough that you struggle to identify when the change began. This devaluation has a purpose. It destabilizes your self-esteem and erodes your confidence, making you more malleable, less likely to resist manipulation, and more willing to tolerate betrayal. Infidelity in this cycle is not random. It's calculated. Cheating becomes a tool for validation and control. By alternating between affection and belittlement, they keep you emotionally invested, always chasing the return of the affection that once felt so genuine. This push and pull is intoxicating and confusing, trapping you in a psychological tug-of-war. The danger of this cycle lies in its subtlety. To an outsider, it may appear as normal relationship conflict. To you, it feels like shifting sand beneath your feet. The narcissist reframes their neglect or infidelity as reactions to your behavior, turning responsibility around so cleverly that you begin to question yourself. You work harder, strive more, hoping to earn back the warmth that was freely given before. Without realizing it, you strengthen their control. When infidelity eventually surfaces, gaslighting becomes their next weapon. It's not simple lying. It's a deliberate distortion of reality designed to make you question your memories, perceptions, even your sanity. When confronted, they respond not with honesty, but with denial, minimization, or diversion. They claim you're imagining things, misremembering details, or overreacting. And because emotional manipulation has already weakened your confidence, their words hit harder than they should. You replay events, searching for clarity, but every attempt leaves you more uncertain. Projection becomes another tactic. They accuse you of the very behaviors they themselves are guilty of. If they've strayed emotionally or physically, they might accuse you of flirting, hiding secrets, or losing interest. This tactic keeps you on the defensive and shifts attention away from their actions. Even when undeniable proof surfaces, they minimize it. They claim it meant nothing or insist you're exaggerating. Already drained and confused, you begin to wonder if they might be right. Gaslighting doesn't just distort the truth, it fractures your sense of self. While charm may seem unrelated to betrayal, for a narcissist it is one of their most powerful shields. Charm disarms, distracts, and conceals. They present themselves as attentive, considerate, even romantic. They remember the right details, say the right words, and create an atmosphere of closeness that feels genuine. This charm isn't love. It's camouflage. It makes their betrayal harder to detect and even harder to expose. The partner, confused and emotionally manipulated, begins to doubt their suspicions. Friends and family, charmed by the narcissist's persona, struggle to believe anything is wrong. This isolates the partner further, and when suspicion grows, the narcissist amplifies their charm. They become more affectionate, more attentive, more emotionally present, pulling you back into dependency. This warmth soothes the anxiety created by their betrayal, creating a cycle where doubt is followed by affection, making the truth harder to confront. Infidelity isn't always physical. Emotional affairs are often more dangerous and more significant in narcissistic relationships. They exist in the shadows, private conversations, hidden messages, personal confessions that mimic intimacy but avoid exposure. Emotional cheating gives the narcissist validation and admiration without the immediate risks of physical betrayal. You may notice distractions or increased secrecy, but because emotional betrayal leaves no physical trace, it is easier for them to deny. Emotional affairs reinforce power imbalances. The narcissist gains an external source of validation, while the partner becomes more anxious and eager to please. This imbalance feeds their ego and strengthens their control. They frame their distraction as stress or exhaustion, using misdirection to keep you uncertain. One of the most insidious aspects of narcissistic cheating is the underlying power play. Infidelity becomes a tool of dominance. It's not about desire, it's about control. Every act of betrayal reinforces their superiority. They cheat knowing the emotional disruption will leave you off balance and more vulnerable to manipulation. Their goal isn't pleasure alone, it's psychological positioning. This power play begins long before the betrayal itself. Through cycles of charm, manipulation, and devaluation, they weaken your emotional foundation. By the time infidelity occurs, they know your confidence is compromised. They know you're less likely to challenge them. Cheating becomes a statement. They can do what they want, and you will struggle to resist or confront it. They maintain control not only through actions, but through your reactions. Every doubt, every attempt to regain their affection strengthens their position. They offer excuses, rationalizations, or false remorse that keep you emotionally tethered. And because their manipulation is subtle, the dynamic becomes difficult to understand, let alone escape. Recognizing these behaviors isn't about becoming cynical. It's about reclaiming clarity, trusting your own perceptions, and protecting your emotional well-being. When you see the pattern for what it is, not random, not impulsive, but strategic, you regain power. Awareness becomes your shield. Clarity becomes your strength. And understanding the truth behind narcissistic betrayal becomes the first step toward healing, resilience, and freedom.